Timothy, just want to open up talking about as your team comes here for this test today, what's your game plan? What are you looking to get out of it today?
You know, with us having 2 trucks here, you know, it's kind of similar to what Matt said, of us trying different things out of the box to try to make this program better for us. You know, we unloaded at Atlanta and felt like we needed to make some gains, so this helps out a lot for us. And with having 6 hours today nonstop, it's going to be huge.
All right, Johnny Sauter, defending champion, current points leader, driving the number 21 Allegiant Travel Chevrolet. No wins yet this year, but 3 stage wins, so 3 important playoff points. Finished 3rd at Atlanta, runner-up last race at Martinsville, and finished 3rd here at Charlotte last year, which is a highest career finish for you at this track. And similar question, when you're coming here, are you focusing solely on the Charlotte race, or are you trying to learn for your mile-and-a-half program in general?
Oh, I think for me coming here, I just try to make sure that I don't make any mistakes, because this is probably statistically one of my worst racetracks. So I always struggle here, and I really don't know why, but so coming here to test is obviously something that I look forward to, because it is a place that I just can't seem to get it right. So not exactly sure what I need to be better here. So having said all that, you know, I think it's similar for everybody. You try to come here and yeah, I think there are some things that you can apply from here to other mile-and-a-half racetracks, but I also think there's things that are just unique about, you know, Charlotte versus other mile-and-a-half racetracks that, you know, maybe you can hit on some of those sweet spots for just here. So, but all the mile-and-a-halves complement each other, setup-wise and all that. But you know, we've got a lot on the table here tonight. You know, with a brand new truck that we've never ran before, and just got a lot of things that we're working on to try to get better. So, looking forward to going to school here in a little bit.
All right, thank you. We'll go ahead and open up for media questions. Again, please wait for the wireless mic. Start over here. Jacob, move up to Stan.
Jacob Seelman, Performance Motorsports Network. I've got one for each of you. And Johnny, I'll start with you. I know you say that you know, maybe statistically Charlotte isn't your best track, but when you come to a track like that as a driver, you know, mentally, what do you change? Is there anything that you kind of try to change, or, you know, pump yourself up coming into a race like this to hopefully aid in making that process a little bit better and not make it as difficult on you when you're trying to go and hunt that victory?
Well, if you try to psych yourself up too much, it gets a little foggy, you know, for me anyway. So, you know, I just try to tell myself, look, you need to be open-minded. Obviously pay attention to what the other drivers are doing on the racetrack, and that's why we have spotters up in the spotter stand to see if they can see anything there. But, you know, I'm of the mindset you're never too old to learn something. So, you know, let's face it, every driver has a little bit different riding style or wants to feel something a little bit different. So, obviously I've got 2 teammates here tonight in the GMS table that, you know, are going to be going down a different avenue, and we're going to be going down a different avenue, and hopefully we can put it all together. But it's tough, you know. It's hard to block out memories of races that just weren't that great. So having said that, you just got to be open-minded and be positive as you possibly can be, and you know, try not to lose focus on what you're really trying to accomplish.
And I guess for both of you here, and Timothy, I'll kind of let you start off on this. We're in the midst here, just finishing up about a 6-week break after Martinsville, which I've heard a couple of, you know, you guys who have been through this a couple of times, maybe a little vocal at times about you wish there could be a few more races. But, you know, Matt goes out and runs dirt cars. You know, how do you guys manage this break? And if you were in control for a day, you know, what would you do to you know, kind of break it up a little bit?
I'd definitely like to see, if I was in control, adding that 25 race schedule back, maybe not have as many gaps as we have now. You know, that's the only thing, is that, you know, obviously it's like riding a bike once you get in, but when you stay in the seat every week, it doesn't do anything but help you. You know, in the time that we have off, I spend it with my family. Have the late model stock program. Then we raced 2 young guys in South Boston to stay a little fresh. I went to Motor Mile and raced myself this past weekend, and making attempts to go race this weekend. So just everything that you can do to, you know, stay in tune with everything. You know, even though the late model isn't a truck, but it's the same principle, same concept. You know, you still have to change gears, and you still have to turn left, and every principle applies. So, you know, that's the only thing with passing the time, but definitely for sure, if I could be in control, is maybe not have as many gaps, because you figure once we get to June Texas race, we've only ran 6 races, and to me, that's not a problem.
Johnny, you want to answer the question?
Yeah, I mean, I look at it, you know, from a different perspective too. Like, it's not just what we want as competitors. I mean, there's financial reasons for having a certain amount of races. You start getting more and more races, and it obviously becomes more and more expensive to go to the racetrack every week. So that's something that, you know, yeah, I'd love to race more too, but I think at the end of the day, that's something you have to keep in the back of your mind. So, yeah, of course, we all want to race as much as we can. And, you know, I'm like Matt and Timothy here, where, you know, I do try to do some late model stuff. I haven't done any this year. It's still too cold in Wisconsin, but, you know, hopefully coming up here in the next couple weeks, we'll get to do some of that stuff. But it's just, it's a double-edged sword as far as trying to fill gaps in the schedule.
We're going to go with Stan and Daniel.
Stan Creekmore, Outside the Box. Johnny, when you look at all the tracks, is Charlotte the number one that gives you the most in demand of you trying to figure out what you need to do here? And number 2, have you ever turned to a driver at a different level and say, hey, here's the problem I'm having, do you have any suggestions how I could fix it?
I've definitely been open to asking other drivers. I just asked Timothy when we walked up there, I said, can you flat-footed right now? So, and everybody looks at me, I don't know, you tell me. So, of course, you know, and look, I've had good runs here before in a Cup car, you know, an All-Star weekend and stuff like that, but, you know, there's just some racetracks that you just maybe don't have maybe it's just bad luck and it's continuous and it's hard to block that out, you know what I mean? Sit here and tell you that I have a phobia about Charlotte, no, I don't. You know, I feel like if we get the truck right, we'll be as good as anybody here. But it's also just not that easy. Sometimes you just can't get the feel that you're looking for. Having said that, I do feel like our mile-and-a-half program is leaps and bounds ahead of where it was a year ago. You know, even though we had some success last year at Homestead and Texas winning, we still weren't qualifying that great. You know, we're qualifying 14th, 16th, you know, and we go to Atlanta for the first mile and a half. This year we qualified 6th and finished 3rd. So I do think we're going the right direction, and I only see us getting better. And hopefully all these problems I have here will be a distant memory.
Dale Fenn with ABC Sports. For both of you, with a testing like this, which doesn't happen very often during the year, you guys are veterans, you've been around a while. Has your view of how you view testing changed as you've gone through your career?
I'm a big fan of no testing. You know, but I do like being able to have a test like this where, you know, we talked about a little earlier where you do think you can apply it to other racetracks for sure, but you know, there's been a lot of times in my career where I've tested and thought, man, we're going to come back and we're going to be great, and you know, 2, 3, 4 weeks goes by from the test to the race weekend, and you come back and you unload, and it's like, why did we even come here and test? So it's a tough deal to sit, you know, to put all your eggs in the basket of testing and thinking you're going to be great and come back. It's just happened to me one too many times. So, you know, testing's tough. It's great to have a couple a year, I think, or at least one to, you know, just have some time with, you know, trying to do things that are maybe outside the box, where if you were on a typical race weekend and you only had, you know, 2 1-hour practices, you would never try that stuff. So that's kind of what we're going to do tonight, and I think that'll help us a lot.
I think what it does is every team in here has some sort of simulation, and this right here will verify your simulation. So I would like to see a couple more tests. Just, you know, I think practice makes perfect for sure, but you know, with the no test policy, and you go and rely 100% on your sim, you know, you have to have the mindset of what percentage of eggs you put in that basket. And this right here will verify that.
Do you have any other questions for these gentlemen? All right. Thank you both very much for coming out.